Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday to all across the Delaware Valley. It's the Anthony Gargano Show, presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app, and of course, our great friends at Xfinity. Well, I figured today's the perfect day to kind of dive in. We all kind of looked at the Super Bowl yesterday, and now let's put a kind of a ribbon around the 2025 season. So wanted to have some fun. We will get to our special guest in just a moment. He was the man on Radio Row. Our man just goes by initials, BG. Will join us coming up in just a sec. But lots to get to. Jeff McLane's going to join us coming up around 10:30. Devon to talk about the debacle last night in Portland. The shame. Listen, Joe's rest. They got one more game before the All-Star break against the Knicks. So makes sense that you're going to sit Embiid, get him ready to try to steal that game on Wednesday night against the Knicks. Ultimately, it was a good trip. It just ended on a sour note where the third quarter, once again, was a disaster. Once again, they get out-rebounded. And then suddenly there's issues at guard depth that you move Jared McCain. And last night, Quentin Grimes is sick. So who has to play but Kyle Lowry, who's my age, who I love. But, and then a guy named Beauchamp. Beauchamp. I like all of a sudden you go, wait a second, you had great guard depth, and now you don't, right? If somebody's hurt, then it's worry, man. It really is. So, between Paul George suspended and Quentin Grimes sick, it was a kind of an ugly night last night in Portland. But we'll get to a whole big Sixers talk with Devon coming up. But I'm real excited because I want to kind of go over the season, kind of look at the future. And there's no better person, right, to lead us out of the darkness. And that's really kind of where we are. Yesterday, I was pretty depressed. But now when I got my man on, I'm the smile is starting to turn our day. So what better way to start the morning and start the show than with our great friend on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, BG, brought to us by Xfinity. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, see, we need that smile. Like, when you said, hey, you mind if we did it early? I was like, yes, please, because there's nothing better for the people to wake up and see your smiling face. It's just this great tonic.
You know what, man? It's cool too. I'm out here in Redfield, New York, and man, I'm out here snowmobiling. I'm out in the it's so much snow out here, man. I figure since we already know who won the Super Bowl, just can kind of keep my mind, off of everything and just kind of get into this zone, like you said, because 2026 season is approaching, and next year I see them Eagles, man, doing big things.
So you're having your own Winter Olympics. I love
it. Yeah, and it's cold up here. It's like negative. It was like negative whatever last night. But boy, it was so cool because I'm bundled up. Went out and had a good little trip yesterday. We went all the way for about a good 60 miles. It was fun, man. It was a good time.
Wow.
So,
God bless you. I'll be honest with you. Of all places to go, I think I'd be out on the cold and the snow. You're like, you know what? Bring it on. That's why you're tough. All right? I'm not tough. You're tough, buddy.
Hey, you know what? It's all good. We all got our stuff that we're really good at, but at the same time, man, I am excited for them birds this year. I think that us getting that coordinator, I mean, a lot of people don't know just yet, but I know that from what I hear from other people, other guys that I've talked to on the Packers, man, they have said we got a steal, and so I can't wait to see just everything just come together with the relationship building over these next 6 months, and just making sure that somebody that's gonna come in and command and get everybody excited. And it sounds to me like everybody is excited. Just optimistic. Just can't wait to see exactly what it just how this team's going to look in 2026, because you don't know, it's a lot of retirement talks and all these different things. But what I see is I seen Lane working out. He's looking good. I seen him post a couple pictures, so I ain't too worried about Lane. But I know that as it get closer, people's gonna the final roster will be known very soon once the draft come up.
So it feels like, and let's go right into it. It feels like this is the year where it's like, hey, Howie goes into it and says, let's try to bring everybody back, right? Hey, Vic, wait till retire till next year. Then you can think about it. Hey, Lane, come on back, baby. Landon, let's go.
Hmm.
Let's go one more year because we're still good enough. Like the one thing that the Seahawks showed you, and this is what you guys showed the year before, is what a great defense does and a great defensive line. Like you saw it. They won that game because they were able to crash the left side of that line and just rattle Drake May. I mean, you saw it, right? Like all that pressure, they dominated Will Campbell on that side of the line. And, the Drake, you saw him kind of show his youth. But that's the recipe. The recipe is the trenches. And I think having the trenches back, I think it's worth taking another shot with.
I do. I really do, man. And like you said, though, that D line got after it. They stopped the run. They just didn't have any offense showing up at all. The Patriots, I felt for my guy Milt, because he missed a couple. He missed a couple sacks in there,
He could have had
but it
three of
was
them.
yeah, he
Yeah.
could have had three of them. Three of them. I was just that game was it could have went either way, because it was them field goals, man. I mean, I know it kept keeping the hope alive, but when they scored that touchdown, I was like, yeah, 19-0. It was like, yeah, this one is a wrap. And it just sucked, for my guy Milt. But I know that defense win championships, and it showed these last couple years, especially for us. And then, like you said, the Seattle Seahawks, they went out there and they took care of their business. I mean, what else can I say other than they did a great job? They went out there, they played together. Witherspoon, man, was. Hey, if Kenneth Walker didn't get the MVP, Witherspoon definitely would have got it.
Yeah.
Because man, he was out there man, the way they blitzed him, the way that timing, it was it was a great game plan, and they knew something on that left side, and man, they went fishing. They was hooking them up. They went fishing and caught all that fish, didn't they? They caught them good. I'm like, man, I felt bad for
They
that
went
left tackle
fishing.
boy. Oh, they went fishing.
They
And they caught some good
that
ones.
That McDonald's is a good coach, man. He knows how to dial it up. Like he saw it too. Like he was bringing his corner blitzes off the
Hmm.
edge, right? Like let's confuse them and let's overload that side. And everything he did, it just worked. I mean, that's the beauty of when you have a great defense, you have a matchup.
It really did. He blitzed the outside, and he played zone back on the back end, and just had everybody looking at him and having them make a decision, taking away those windows. And yeah, Drake May. I mean, it was a great year for him, but boy, they didn't score as many points in the playoffs as they played all year. And then like their defense can only do so much, because I mean Gonzalez, man, he was out there making
Oh,
plays, and yeah, it was so it could have went either way, man. But when Seattle finally broke through and caught a touchdown. I was like, yeah, this one over with. This one over with.
Do you when you watch the game, when you're watching that game, does your mind wander to like, man, if we were there? And because I'm imagining you guys attacking the left side of that line, you guys against the Patriots O line would have been, a Thanksgiving feast.
Man, it could have been Jalix. It could have been Jalen Phillips. It could have been Nolan. I mean, all those guys, like they would have been licking at the chops, especially if whatever they seen on film with the left tackle. Man, they went out there and they played. And I mean, even in Wosu, I think it was a dead play. He shook him and bulled him and put him on his back. It was just like, oh man, it was a tough one for you to have a bad game in the biggest game of the century of your life because it's the last one. And so, yeah, Seattle went out there. They knew they had a fish on the hook, and they reeled them in. They reeled them in. Hmm.
When you, I love that analogy. It's a great analogy. When you look at, all your years now in the game, does it crystallize for you that the way you win in this league is just with trenches? Like when you guys won in 2017, you guys had a great D line and a great O line, and you look at during these past runs, it's all about O line and D line. Like last year, I mean, it's really the secret sauce of how you win in this league.
It really is. It really is because you got to be able to run the ball when the pass is not showing up. It gets tough and it starts up front every time. I mean, being able to knock people off the ball on defense and on offense. I mean, that's the thing. That's the game right there. You seeing who's knocking who off the line of scrimmage or knocking back people on the line of scrimmage, and it rattles you. It really does because big guys on your team, those the engine starters. We are the engine of the team, the O line, D line. And when we not playing good, I don't care how many times you try to throw or whatever you trying to get, or the people in the back end, how good they are. If we can't stop the run or stop the bleeding of people, playing tough up front, man, it's gonna be a long day because I keep calling the same plays, especially if I know my O line is way better than that D line. And then if my D line is better than the O line, and man, you missing them like the Patriots had a good D line too, and they went out there, they just missed a couple, missed a couple opportunities to change the game, and you can't do that in this league. And but yeah, it's big for you to have the O line, D line. And I see why the Eagles go out and make sure that they continue to keep getting offensive linemen, defensive linemen, because you got to have depth. Because you never know what's gonna happen. Because this year we dealt with injuries, and it showed big time, just on how bad you need the depth to come in and people that continue to keep believing in themselves. Because you never know when your opportunity is gonna come. And a guy like Fred that we got back, I was happy for him because he went out there and he played hard and went out there and did all he could do. But man, when everybody is strong and where we could have used Fred as a swing tackle instead of having him come in for a hurt Lane that hurt himself. If Lane could have been a part of all that too, man, who knows where we would have went this year. But all I know is, man, you definitely need both sides of the ball, O line, D line, because we are the engines of the team.
Have you talked to a lot of the guys like since the Mannion hire and all the stuff? I know you talked to Vic, and I know you're
Hmm.
pumped up that Vic's coming back. And have you talked to any of the other guys about like what it's going to look like and how you guys are feeling?
No, no, I haven't. I think the coaches just got back into the building this week, so I know it's gonna be a lot of talks, a lot of conversation with players. I mean, I'm sure Jalen and Mannion has been in communication and just trying to figure out what's the deal, getting an early start. Even AJ and all those guys, I'm sure everybody is just chomping at the bit to try to get ahead so that they won't have to go into training camp far behind. I mean, because all this time we got right now, it's about learning, making sure that we gelling together, believing in what's going on and what's coming. Because on defense, we excited just because we know Vic is coming back, and you got somebody that you familiar with. You know exactly what you're getting, and that's one less thing we got to worry about coming into the 2026 season, other than just working on the technique and making sure that we sharpening the tools and being where we're supposed to be when that time do come. Because man, that's always the hardest part, is making sure that your technique is down, you knowing what to do. And when we got somebody that's been here, what, the last 3 years now, that's going on three, man, it makes it so much easier because you don't have too much to think about.
Well, and the good thing about the offense is that while it's getting itself together and with all the new coaches and potentially some new faces, uh, you can lean in on this defense, right? Like this defense is an established, excellent unit that you can lean in, while the offense is it's going to take some time for everything to gel and kind of come together. So you have a defense to lean on.
Yes, and you do. And you got a guy like Jalen Carter, who I mean, I've seen him work out the other day. I was like, man, it's lovely to see him getting that work in early. I know that he was a little injured this year, shoulder stuff. I just want him to be back to rare form, like how he was that in 2024, man, because we gonna need him big time. And I know JD, uh, I just know that D line, man. Oh, we gonna be, man, flying around even more. And then the draft picks that's coming in, Howie and them gonna do a great job on whoever they bring in. And man, just can't wait to see just how everything just kind of unfold during the off season, during free season. I mean, free agency, and just trying to see what, because it's gonna be some splashes in there. I mean, Howie is always like that. Howie is always the guy.
Do you, you talk about Jordan Davis, and the year he had was just spectacular. He comes in with incredible attitude. He's in shape. He's working hard. And listen, I know how you are. And I'm sure like you've been in his ear the whole time and helping out and providing that big brother thing. I know that's got to just make you proud seeing where he came from.
Yeah, I'm proud of him, man, because for him, it's for his family. It's for his family to come. His kids, all that stuff is everything that you're doing right now. It's like what you're doing it for, and I'm sure it's for all of that. And to see that how hard it was in the beginning for him, and then how smoothly, not smoothly, but just more how more confident you are in your game, because you knew exactly what you could do coming in, but it started a little rocky for you. But for him, he persevered, he stayed focused, and he didn't let people bring, like, steal his joy. And so that's what I feel he got over the hump with, like coming in, doing what he's supposed to do, lost the weight he was supposed to, and then he was able to have that joy that he brought when it from the first day, that he kind of lost in the midst of it a little bit, but then he got it back, because that's what it's all about, man. The confidence that you build from the work that you put in every day. And man, I'm proud of him, because man, that stuff ain't easy. It ain't easy to come back from, when you hearing everybody and all their opinions and what they think of you, even though you know exactly what it is that you can do. But I'm happy that he's able to get that off his back, and hopefully he can put another great season together, even better, and then holding that trophy in the end because of the work that he put in. So I can't wait to see how he comes in looking, and man, I can't wait to see what we do all around this offseason.
Let me ask you about a subject, because nationally, and I do the national show on Fox, and people ask me all the time about playing in Philadelphia and if there's like the added pressure because it really matters here and all that sort of thing. And, a lot of people around the country view it as a negative, that, it's why coaches don't want to come here and all this other stuff. How do you see it? Like when you see it, that you were raised here, nobody's more qualified to answer this question than you, brother.
I just feel nobody never knows the whole story. You know, everybody just speculates and just see what they think it because of how things may look, but it's a mirage. Just know that this is the NFL. Everybody would love to have these jobs that are being applied for, and I know that work environments are important. And I feel like the Eagles definitely try to have the best work environment that they can. I mean, it's not perfect at the end of the day, but we all manage well, and we got great people in that building that's able to that brings the fun to work because man, we got the best job in America. We playing a game. And we focusing on trying to outsmart other teams because it's not like we creating new things. It's just more about who calls stuff at the right time. Great call, great plays, great players, and who wouldn't want to be a part of the Eagles organization? Who wouldn't want to be a part of any organization, especially for us because we've been winning too. So that's another thing. It's like man, people just don't know the whole full story, and it ain't for them to know anyway because they not in the building every day. But all I know is as long as we keep it tight together and the people that is in here we believe in, man, we can go above and beyond and far in this game when you don't listen to the outside noise. But I just think people just got it all wrong. They got it all wrong about Jaylen. They got it wrong about people not wanting the coordinator job. I just think that everybody just man just got their own opinions, and that's just what it is. And so I just say we'll see. Time will tell, and time somebody will tell the full story, and then you will understand what I'm saying, and be like, man, I didn't even know all this was going on. You right because nobody never really know the whole story on what's going on.
No, and they
Mhm.
a lot of them too blame the fans and the town itself for it being so much pressure here, and
Oh yeah.
you know,
It's a little bit of that too. We all got to take ownership. We all like it can't just be us taking ownership as an organization, as players, as coaches. I mean, it got to be some fans that's in there that's taking ownership too, especially the ones that has a voice that's able to cause a little controversy. Even us as us talking heads of Philly, it's like man, you gotta really be able to own when you were wrong. And a lot of time the talking heads don't have to own that. They just go with what's happening. Like they'll go from talking stuff to, oh my God, my Eagles are doing great and they doing this, and don't nobody talk about the stuff before that. It's like, nah, don't be jumping ship, nah. Don't be jumping over here, nah. But I just think that it should be accountability all around. That's why I always try to write down like, oh, he said this, he said that. So when that stuff do come up, you be like, no, man, remember you said this. No,
I
see,
got it
there,
right
where your
here.
accountability? I got it right here on this day. I mean, when I seen this on video, this was at 2:30 p.m. You said this. And so, no, I don't want to hear that. Nah, because you just you knew exactly what it was. And I'm telling you, you didn't know the whole story. So take ownership to that. And when people do that, man, that's when we all can be real in this because we all get it wrong and we all, mess up. But like I say, in time, everything will reveal itself. If it does or if it don't matter. It's just ownership has to be on all levels from everybody.
What was it like being in San Francisco when walking? You had quite the day on Radio Row.
Oh man, I was like, man, I had a good time. I got to see a bunch of former players. Got to see Bo. Got to see Chris Long. We all was talking, just having a good time, and man, it was really good to get out west and get some extra hours because man, them 3 hours extra sleep, man, that was nice for me. Cause I got a little vacation in there too. Cause when I'm here, man, I'm all about my family. So it was good to kind of get away for a second. Radio Row was great. That was my first time being at the Super Bowl without us being there. So that was pretty cool. I was just happy to get out of there after a while because it's like, man, the game is getting close, and I'm starting to feel sad that we ain't in it. Cause I knew exactly what all them guys were going through. But I was happy happy for my guy Patrick Johnson, who got a chance to go out there and experience it, because he got a ring from us last year, because he was a part of the 53 when we first started, and then he got cut, and then the Giants picked him up on waivers. But I was happy that he got a chance to experience the Super Bowl of what he didn't that he didn't do last year. And yeah, man, it sucks though because the Patriots end up losing. But like I say, it's all about the experience. I had fun. I enjoyed myself, man, and got out there and really seen behind the scenes what is really like on another side that I don't normally get to see.
Well, listen, you're going to have plenty of that because,
Hmm.
first of all, after this season, because this is going to be I got a great feeling that this season is going to be an awesome last. Will be the true final season, but you got to play. So what's your kind of like long range, like what are you planning? Like what's life going to take you now?
Life is gonna take me here. Us doing our thing with PHLY, man. I'm really feeling good where I am and where we going in this, and can't wait to see just how like even Unblock continue to evolve. And I want to make sure that even for myself that I'm just getting better in whatever I'm doing, showing my kids me going to work, putting work in, and this is what happens when you continue to keep your head down, stay focused, uplift others, and yeah, man, just making sure that you going out and being intentional about how you doing things in this world, especially if you want to see results later on down the line. Putting my goals on paper. And what does that look like? How do I get there? And then just trusting God, number one, in all of it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, while we got you, I think you're crazy being up there. I'm looking up. You're in New York's snowiest city. They got 200
Yeah.
inches this year, 16 feet of snow. You're out of your
Yes.
mind.
Hey man, look at this. Look at that. Look at that
Wow.
right
Wow.
there on the stairs. It's blocked off because it's so much snow.
So I'm looking. There's two
Man,
restaurants in this
I'm telling
town.
you.
You
I'm
got
telling you.
you got Cedar Pines, which they say they got some sausage gravy and biscuits. That's one of the
Yep.
restaurants out there. Is that something you'll seek out? And now that the season's over, do you give yourself like 2 weeks to eat whatever you want and just go crazy?
Well, yeah, I didn't already pass that part. I'm like now I'm focused. I'm on intermittent fasting, trying to not eat between 12 and 7. And so I try to do 2 meals. Try not to snack as much, and if I do snack, it's more of a fruit than anything. And yeah, man, I had my fun in the beginning. I know what it all tastes like, and now I'm just ready to just get my body right, look good. Can't lie. I've been enjoying desserts, everything, stuff that you normally don't get to pig out on, and I'm thankful that my weight didn't move or nothing didn't move on me. Everything is pretty still legit, and I've been walking. That's another thing that I've added. I've been walking like at least 3 to 4 miles a day on that treadmill, and just trying to just watch shows as I'm walking. But man, I think that's a game changer for me, just making sure that I'm moving my body while I am doing the eating, and the enjoyment of the season finally being over. Now it's time to really focus, because I mean, you just never know. I don't know how he's going to do. I'm just gonna stay ready just in case, and I'm looking forward to see how the Eagles put together this team this year.
Yeah, the intermittent fasting is great.
So the
Like
walk,
I believe in that.
yeah, the walk. Do you walk on
That helped me.
do you walk on an incline or on flat?
Yeah, yeah. I used to do a 10 incline, but man, I ain't want to start too crazy. I've been like five incline. I go at three speed, just walking, and man, you look up, you sweating. It's 45 minutes. You like, okay, got another 45. Let's go, baby. Trying to get them 4 miles. Sometimes I go hour and a half. Depends on like what how much time I got. But yeah, man, when I'm watching my show right now, I don't even think about it. I just look up. I'm like, oh, okay, the show over with. Dang, that's an hour already. Okay, cool. 50 minutes. Cool. I got 30 more. And I just keep focused, because man, you know how fast time is flying these days. Be flying. So I just be trying to make sure that I'm incorporating, making sure that I'm staying on my schedule of what I said I was gonna do. And if I said I was gonna walk, I try to set aside time to go out and walk, even in the neighborhood. But right now it's too cold. But that's something that I want to make sure I'm doing. That's a good reason for me and the wifey to go walk, take a walk late night, or with my kids during the day when they get home from school, stuff like that. Just to try to make sure that I'm staying active myself because it's easy to just sit around all day.
What's the show you're watching?
Right now, I was watching what can I think of the show? His and Hers, that new show that
Yeah,
came out,
yeah,
and then it was another one. I just rewatched Ozarks again because
yeah.
man,
That's
that
a
was
good
a good
show.
one. That was a good one. But damn, why can't I think of this other one? I
You watch
just
Landman?
yes, the second season of Landman.
Yeah,
Man, oh man, I
it's a good
love
show.
Landman. It's a really good show.
Yeah,
Yep, you finished it.
yeah, yeah. It's good. I
Okay.
like it. I like it. I
Yep.
gotta go. Do you like subtitles? Will you watch subtitles?
Oh yeah, I'm always because it be loud sometimes where I'm at sometimes with the kids and all that, so I always have the subtitles on.
I gotta give you my favorite show, and because they just came out, it's not out yet, but they just came out with a prequel. It's called Gamora. It's about
Good morning.
Gamora.
Let me
It's
see.
on HBO. It's about the gangsters in Naples, Italy.
Mm, Good morning.
Yeah.
Yes. You watch Lincoln Lawyer too? Because you know they got
Yes.
a new.
Yes. That's a
Yeah,
good show.
yeah. That's what I was thinking about. I'm on
Yeah.
Lincoln Lawyer right now
Yeah.
too. But
Yeah.
Gamora,
Yeah. Check it
HBO.
out. It's on
Okay,
HBO.
okay.
It's really good. It's all about the Naples crime. Yeah, it's like on the gangsters and stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, I appreciate Xfinity because I be on Xfinity stream watching all my stuff, so they be keeping me right.
My man.
You're the best. You're the best, bro. I love it. All right, go make a
Man,
snowman. All right.
hey, I'm about to go make a couple. Hey, man, I got stuck in that snowmobile yesterday because it was so deep, and when it went down, it was like, oh man, we had to pull it up and then had to get out because man, it was. I'm telling you, I ain't never seen this much snow in a minute. It's like Buffalo, I thought had some, but boy, it ain't nothing. I'm gonna send you some pictures. I'm gonna send you some pictures.
Damn. God
Yeah,
bless
that's
you.
pretty cool.
Just be careful, please. All right.
Oh yeah, trust me, that's one
Watch
thing, man.
yourself.
Like I'm being safe. I'm with a good group that's taking care of us, and making sure that, like I say, I'm just trying to have these different experiences that I never got a chance to do, playing ball, and I'm just man, just hyped to be able to be out here right now, and yeah, just doing something different, man. Change the scenery. Be back tomorrow, ready to work, and next week Thursday we live, baby. Unblock. Let's go.
Let's go. Listen, we love you, man. Enjoy yourself. Be careful, my brother. You're the
Yep, I
greatest.
will.
All
Yep, be
right.
safe and stay warm.
Thanks, baby. The great BG. He's
No,
awesome, isn't he?
no chance you and I are going to the snowiest city in New York.
No.
No.
I'm done with this.
You know, most towns got like notable like people who grew up there. Nothing. Nothing in Redfield, New York.
Redfield, New York. Where's it at? It's
Oswego is up by Syracuse area. Yeah.
near the Finger Lakes.
I think a little west, like right off Lake Ontario. I think like right off there. Yeah.
That's not a place I want to go to.
200 inches this year.
200 inch. Are you? Dylan, I can't stand looking at it.
Right.
All right, like I don't know about you guys, but you come out of your house and it's just this frozen tundra. And it's just the snow is like rock.
Yeah, it's not
ice.
even snow anymore. It's just all ice. It's all ice.
Brutal. I can't wait for it. Can't wait for the fall. Anyway, a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. PG's the greatest, man. He really is. All right, let's take care of some business. We're going to come back and we're going to talk to our man Devon and talk a little Sixers.
Okay.
That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
Pretty stoked about that. Sixer talk.
By the
Can
way,
we just get Devon to talk about music or food or something? Do we have to talk to Sixers after that?
Wait, can I just say that hat is freaking awesome.
Oh, dude, I was so stoked when I got this. Yeah. Got this weekend on sale, but you know, Dom's the only thing I got belief in Philadelphia sports right now, so I'm venturing out. You know,
That
messing around a little
Expos
bit.
hat is awesome.
Appreciate that, man. Thanks.
That looks sharp. It's great color.
It's a great logo. I love
When
it.
you think first player comes to your mind,
Gary Carter.
Gary Carter, really?
Mhm.
I go Andre Dawson.
Yeah, he'd be second. Steve Rogers.
Tim Rock Reigns.
Yeah.
Tim Raines. Who was the now you're gonna get me down a
No, we're in an Expos rabbit hole.
Expos rabbit hole. Wow, that's awesome, man. The Expos. All right. You know, I'm gonna keep going on. Let's talk about, I'm sorry, Jules. Let's talk about Parks Casino, the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Hey, Olympics are here. So, hockey's about to start. So you can check out who you like. And it comes to the gold medal tournament, right? Like, you have some fun with that. We got a lot of basketball. And then pretty soon, pitchers and catchers tomorrow. Baseball's around the corner. But there's more than just sports. There's incredible casino games. You name it. Slots, all the hottest online slots anywhere. You have all the
Cash Eruption.
that's your guy?
Yeah, that's one right now.
Yeah, Cleopatra, you like?
Yeah, I like that.
Plus live dealer blackjack and roulette and craps, all the best casino games. In fact, new customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down the first 24 hours. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Check it out. Attention, small and medium-sized businesses. I got an answer you got to have. It's called Togo. And it lets your stars focus on the business. Look, you don't want Bryce Harper pitching out of the bullpen, right? Listen, at Togo, it helps businesses streamline operations and level the playing field, taking on customer service, accounting, order management, logistics, admin, data entry, even complex multi-step operational processes, all at the fraction of the cost of building it in-house. Let them take that off the table for you, and then you can focus on growing the business, doing what you love best. Togo doesn't bill a dime until the real work begins. Programs start as low as $1,000 a month. Visit Togo.com and mention PHLY to receive free operational assessment. Togo, the answer. So, toward the end of the Expo's existence,
Yeah.
I was covering baseball, right? I used to love going up there because it was just awesome, right? It's a great city, great food, great party, like always fun. And but what the hell is it called? The Dome. It was the Olympic.
Yeah. Was it the Olympic Dome?
It's called the Olympic
Like something. Olympic
something.
Stadium?
Olympic Stadium. Maybe it was Olympic Stadium. So it was cool in that you would take the subway. I used to always stay at the same hotel as the team, right? So, and then you would stay and you could go on the subway and like it was 2 stops away and you come up right in the ballpark.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Right? So you're right in the ballpark. But I remember going, the last memory I have of Olympic Stadium was there was like, 6,000 people there. They were all smoking, right? And it was
Smoking cigarettes?
yeah, back then it was smoking in the stadium. Like this is 90s.
All right.
And I remember looking up going, oh my God, playing on a carpet. It was so not baseball.
Yeah. It wasn't good at the end. I didn't watch that
It was
documentary
horrible.
where they said they tried to purposefully kill the team. I didn't watch the documentary, but
Well, they used to have an outdoor stadium, Jerry Park.
J-E, like the name?
Jerry
okay.
Park. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And that was
Look at some
that
names.
was kind of cool.
Andres Galarraga.
Big Cat. Big Cat. Then he goes to the Braves.
Yeah.
Big Cat.
John Wetland. Marquise Grissom.
Yes. Marquise Grissom.
Rusty Staub. Jeff Reardon.
Jeff Reardon. He was
Pedro.
Pedro, man.
Larry Walker. Then you get
By
into
the way,
Tim Wallace.
you know one of the forgotten seasons for the Phillies? And tomorrow I'm going to get into a heavy dose of Phillies.
All right.
because I want to celebrate pitchers and catchers.
Yeah.
But one of the most forgotten pitchers was Pedro.
When he was here with the Phillies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was great that year, too.
Yeah.
It was
really
09.
good year. Yeah.
Remember, he got sick in the World Series.
Yeah.
But Pedro was awesome.
He's so likable, too.
I
He's a funny dude.
I love
Yes.
Pedro.
I love when he's on the MLB broadcast.
I know. I got to get a hold of him, man.
Oh, man, that'd be a get.
I love Pedro.
He had that little buddy that was hanging around with him the one year.
Yeah, yeah. He was the coolest, man. Pedro Martinez.
Mini Pedro. You don't remember Mini Pedro?
Yeah, Mini Pedro was awesome. All right. So coming up in a few minutes, we're going to Devon. But I got to ask you, buddy. You were pretty effusive. Now, again, there's no Joe, right? It was a setup of a loss.
I get it. They got the flu going around.
It was the end of a trip.
Yeah.
Right? They had played well on the West Coast. So I'm not going to make a federal case out of it. It's what happens. I kind of expected it. But same issues. Third quarter, rebound. They got out-rebounded by 21. They gave up 48 freaking points in the third quarter.
49.
Oh, 40, forgive me.
Yeah.
49.
This is what I'm at the point now where, you didn't expect to win last night. But that third quarter at this point, something's got to give, man. Like, Nick Nurse and the coaching staff, what are they doing? There's no way. I tweeted out that this is comical at this point. Like, every night you got to just bet against them in the third quarter. It's insane. Like, how can they not make any adjustments? It's almost to the point where, like, Warriors, someone's got to sit down with Nick Nurse and say, what the hell's going on in this third quarter?
Answers.
I can't even make sense of why it happens in the third quarter like this.
Yeah, there's no answers. And listen, I don't want to make a federal case out of Jared McCain because, I don't think he's Steph Curry.
He had a nice 13 minutes last night.
But I still don't even understand why you did this.
Kyle Lowry getting substantial minutes.
Why you did this and not add to this group.
Right. It's a blunder. He did this thinking he had something else.
I mean,
there's no way he's comfortable with giving McCain away and just saying, oh, this was his highest market value we're going to get. There's no way because they're depleted. He's drastically cut their depth here. For what?
Exactly.
Who you got? Beauregard's playing last night? Patrick Baldwin, Kyle Lowry, Beauchamp. Come on.
It's bad.
Come on.
It's bad. Like, you get one case of the flu. Like, imagine you're in a playoff series and you twist an ankle.
Mm-hmm.
So what, VJ and Tyrese are going to have to play 46 minutes?
It seems like that right now.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wofford's not giving you anything in the guard spot.
I mean, he's not. He is what he is. I mean, I don't know.
I didn't even
brought him up yesterday. I'm like,
I was kidding with you.
I know. You were poking me yesterday.
Yeah, that's it.
He was poking me, Jules.
People liked it, so I had to keep going. I got to put my life in harm's way, so the chat they like it when I poke you some days.
They like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they want to see you just beat on me at some point one day.
Well, that'll never happen.
Maybe with a Nerf. We get a Nerf thing here.
You know what I mean?
Get you a Nerf thing, so you just swat me.
We had that. You know that dude? You punch him in the face.
Yes.
What the hell's it called?
I know that. I know what you're talking about.
We have it at home. It's like a body, right?
Yes. It's like martial arts stuff, right?
Yeah, but it's like a thick rubber.
Yeah.
It's weighted with water. And it's like the head and the chest.
You guys have this at your house?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, you got to make TikToks of you guys.
Yeah.
You and the boys just beating this.
Yeah. And the thing, what is it called? Oh, look it up.
You got a name for it? What do you call it?
It's already.
I don't even know what to look it up on.
I bought it at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Come on, Chad, give us something.
Come on, look it up. The dummy, the
Anakin something?
No, it's the
punching dummy.
Yeah.
Body opponent bag?
Century Bob?
Century Bob.
Okay.
His name is Century Bob?
Century Bob. and Century Bob has a face.
Who is Century Bob?
Ah, dude, look at Bob. Century Bob's got a face that you just want to punch, right? Like, look at his face. It's the most punchable face ever. Zoom in on it.
I can't find a good face on him.
Oh, he's the worst.
gotta find
He's
it.
got that face. You just want to.
Oh, he does look like,
He's a punchable face,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So we have the basement. The best is I'd be like, boss. I would put all kinds of things like signs and on them, like, you know.
Signs on Bob?
Yeah, to make Moslow go crazy.
Wait, is this it?
Yes. Can we get a close up of his face?
Hold on, let me get.
He's got like a real short haircut.
Yeah. That's
That's an aggressive looking Century Bob.
Yeah,
Is that the face?
My guy's bare chested.
Is that the same face?
Oh,
though?
this one has a little shirt on, so maybe,
my
maybe it
guy's
comes off.
bare-chested.
Maybe it comes off.
Yeah, my Century Bob's got no shirt on.
X-Men says it's called a Sirianni.
Century Sirianni, Century Nick. So we were in the basement, right?
Yeah.
The other night, and Anthony had to take a test. So we were trying to get him all set up.
Wait, an academic test?
Yeah, an academic
Okay.
test, right? So and you have to go through this testing thing, and you have a proctor, and they have to look at you remotely.
Okay.
We were trying to set it up, and it was like it was this hassle, right? So while it's going on, Century Bob's sitting there, right?
Taking a beating.
So I'm just pounding on Century Bob, right? My wife's like, "Are you a child?" She's like, "What's wrong with you? Can we focus on trying to get this test? You're sitting there punching Century Bob." Thank God for Century Bob.
I didn't know he had a name. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Century Bob.
All right, let's go to our man who covers the Sixers. All PHLY Sixers show is the best, along with Kyle and Derek. We love him. On the Xfinity Mobile call-in line, the great Devon Givens.
Devon Givens,
NBA,
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 Devon Givens,
NBA.
Devon Givens.
Good morning, my brother.
Morning.
Morning.
Did you enjoy us staying up for that game last night?
No. 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 I wish we could have done the post-game show starting in the third quarter, so.
You've been better off. I watched it. It was trash. Let's get to some of the issues, right? Because I'm not going to make a federal case out of the game because I get it. It's the last game of the trip. It's
100%.
no Joel, right? Whole thing. But third quarter and getting out rebounded yet again, right? Like by 21. So let's look at the third quarter. What in the world happens in the third quarter? 48 points, Devon.
49, actually.
Yes.
That's what I said.
I got 48 stuck in my head. 49.
Yeah. 49. And I don't know, man, because when we were talking about this earlier in the year, it was, okay, I'm complaining about it. The guys are trying to calm me down. Then they'll complain about it. I'm like, you know what? You guys were right the last time. Relax. They'll figure it out. And it's no longer just a trend. It's a thing now. I said this last night. We're 53 games into the season, and this continues to happen. And this is a problem. They do so many good things that it takes away from them when they're in the game because this third quarter becomes what it becomes, where I don't know. I do not have an answer because it's always something different. And they could be up. I think it was the Phoenix game or I don't know which game. They all kind of run together now on this road trip. But they came out in the third quarter. It was the Lakers game. They came out in the third quarter, and they had an 11-2 run against the Lakers. Okay, great. This is good. They're figuring something out here. And then the Lakers proceed to go on a much bigger run to turn the game around, and the Sixers ultimately lose that one close at the end, as we know. But it's
Without
always
Luka,
a different
by
script.
the way.
Right, yeah. Austin Reeves goes nuts in the second half. This is a different script every time in the third quarter, but it's the same problem because at first it was, all right, I'm not blaming the coach because you cannot tell me that the coach is not delivering a message in the third quarter when they're coming out of the locker room. Something with the players, they have to figure this part out. They're the ones out there on the floor. But then as you look at last night, 53 games in, as Kyle pointed out last night, why are they so wide open on these 3-pointers after what we saw in the first half? Something has to be corrected here because this will bite you in the playoffs. We're all in agreement that they're a playoff team, and in the postseason, these third quarters, they're going to be huge if they put themselves in a position like this in the third quarter where they may get off to a good start, but for whatever reason, forget about the game of run things. This is something completely different with this team, and I don't know what the problem is.
It's mind-boggling, but it
It
has to
really is.
be
And then you talk
coaching
about the
related.
rebounding. It
Yeah.
has to be now, yes. Now it is, but then there's also player related too, because where's the new standard, as Tyrese Maxey said at the very beginning of the year, and we give him the credit for that, where the standard is what they for them to win 32 games after 53, or I think it's 32, wherever they are right now, 30 plus games in terms of the win column. That has to be part of the standard too. It's not just quarter 1, 2, and 4, and ultimately what the W says at the end. The competing is 48 minutes. And yes, there are going to be some laws in there. They're a professional team that you're playing on the other side, but it has to be corrected in that third quarter of what you need to do. And Nick Nurse talked about last night. He mentioned the rebounding, as you said, not closing out on those 3-pointers and the communication of leaving all those guys wide open. Tumani Kamara was 5 for 6 in the first half. You can't allow him to go 3 for 4 and all of them being wide open in the third quarter. And his last one that he missed was wide open too. He just happened to miss it. So this third quarter is annoying now because of where they are. And if we're 30 wins already, how many more could they potentially have? Maybe a handful. But that matters in this Eastern Conference where it's so jumbled up, where going into the game, you're half a game behind the Toronto Raptors. You're 1 game back of 2 games back of the Boston Celtics. Those matter, those third quarters, and they really need to figure it out because they're as good as they are on the road, and give them credit for that. They have a ton of road games in March, and that is not necessarily going to be your friend in the third quarter when it's just you guys and you have to band together to come out of the locker room and make sure that you try to set a new standard for the start of the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, this makes no sense, right, Devon? I mean, I'm trying to think my way through it.
Exactly.
So halftime, if the other team's making adjustments and Nick's not, but the fourth quarter, they're fine. It's just this third quarter. I can't
They're the best
figure out
team
what's
in the
going
NBA
on.
in the fourth quarter. Right. Yeah. But again, see, that's the thing. It's not like Nick Nurse is just in there eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches trying to refuel. He's giving some message. He's making some adjustments. What are those adjustments? And then the players on their part, what are they doing? The fourth quarter, VG, the only reason that they're the best in the NBA in the fourth quarter because they're in this predicament as it is because they're down in the third quarter and they have to mount a comeback. So their numbers are fantastic in the NBA in the fourth quarter because of that reason. Now, look, they're good in the fourth quarter in the games that they're winning also. They give up a run. That's the NBA. That's what happens. But it's just mind-boggling that this is still an issue this far into the season. It really is.
It is. It is. And now let's look at construct because last night, Quentin Grimes sick, and then you got to dust off Kyle Lowry. You got to dust off, and then you got to, Beauchamp. Like, come on. Like, I'm not making a federal case out of McCain because I get it. He's not Steph Curry.
Sure.
However, like by just trading him, you've just weakened your depth immeasurably. So much so that, God forbid, somebody twists an ankle in the playoffs. What are you going to do? Like, I love Kyle Lowry to death. He can't be playing now. Come on.
No.
Like, this was a gigantic miss in that you moved him and just didn't get anybody else.
Yeah. I guess the now it seems like, at least for right now, until we know what else happens here going into the second half of the season, is that Trenton Watford is basically your fourth guard. The other one that hurts is Paul George is out for another 19 games. That's the other ball handler that gives some relief to both Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. And when you do have Quentin Grimes out for whatever reason, last night it was an illness, you still have Paul George there, but he's not there. So that leaves you with Trenton Watford as another ball handler, your only other ball handler on this team to help things out. So it was a miss that, like you said, there's no need to cry over Jared McCain. I personally wouldn't have traded him, but I understand, to your point, like you said, I get the reasoning behind it as to why they did it, but you didn't address it by bringing in another guard. You're still down a guard, and Kyle Lowry is not that answer. Eric Gordon wasn't that answer either, but you traded him too. Even if you were putting him out there just to shoot threes, he's not here either. And I hope this one doesn't come back and bite them again later on in the season, because only having three guards and then you're using two wings as that extra ball handler, it's just not. I don't know how they felt like this was the right way to go.
I've been hearing Lonzo Ball stuff. Is there anything to that?
I saw. I haven't heard, because I heard two places on the West Coast for him, not necessarily the Sixers. So I was a little surprised when I saw you heard that. I saw that Keith Pompey had put that out there as well. I'm a little surprised, but at this stage with the guard availability that's out there, he's probably the best one, and that's not saying a lot because he was on the Cleveland Cavaliers and he had a lot of runway with the Cavs, and they traded him and picked up three more guards with James Harden, Keon Ellis, and Dennis Schroeder, and shipped him out. So what's the problem? Is it that Lonzo Ball just doesn't have it anymore? And that's possible. He just simply may not have it anymore. But at this point, he's better than Kyle Lowry. He's better than anybody else that you can go out there. So would you give him a look? I would have to. I would have to, because what are the other options?
Yeah, I think you got it. I think you're right. I think you have to. I don't know. I look at this thing and here we are approaching the break. We got one more against the Knicks, and I'm all over the place. I'm very manic with them. There are moments when I go, all right, like I can envision a pathway to making a run. And then there's other times where I go, what am I, stupid? Like, how's a team that struggles on defense and can't rebound going to make it through 2.5 months to get to a finals?
So that's what you meant by a run, like a deep May, early June kind of run? I see. Yeah. When I look at them and I say, man, they've been surprising. They've exceeded my expectations already. Number one, it's the regular season for what I expected of them. Even though I did say, preseason predictions, we had them around 44 wins max, maybe 45. And that's a good season. So that puts you right there around the 6th seed.
Yeah.
That's where they are right now.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good, all things considered. Because even the games, and VG, when you look at even the games that they won early in the season when they started off 4-0, they had to come back in those games, right? As we were talking about early on when I would come on the show, they had to make a amount of comeback third quarter, of course. They had to make a comeback early in the year, beat Boston, beat Charlotte at home, and a few of those other ones where they had to come back and win those games. So the record is actually where it's supposed to be. It's just that little middle ground where if your third quarters aren't as bad as they have been, maybe you do win one that you were really supposed to win. Because I'd look at it and say it all balanced out the way that it's supposed to, but those third quarters are a problem. But when you do look at the postseason, and if Embiid and George, they're all there, they're all healthy, they're all ready to go, healthy enough for what they could be, that they are a tough out in the 7-game series, I think, because matchup-wise, they're going to be a problem. Their issues are they have to rebound, to your point. They protect the basketball really well, and that's where you hope that those things come together by the time they get to mid-April to start the playoffs, because they are going to be difficult to beat in the 7-game series because of what Joel Embiid does, because Tyrese Maxey we've seen it before. So even though he's having this type of season, we've seen him win games and help you win, or at least almost win series 2 against New York and against Boston, where he was able to go off in those. We know he can do that, and we know Joel Embiid can do that. The question is those little things that you need the other players to do to help you win a game. Can they fix those problems by the time we do get to mid-April? And that's where I am with them. So I still think that they're somewhere in between that 5 and 6. 4 would be great. You start off the playoffs.
Yeah, I would love
that would
the
be great.
4.
But
Yeah.
I still think they're 5 or 6 right now until they prove me otherwise. And part of it is because they're going to lose games without Paul George on the floor. They just are, and they've gotten a 3-2 record with him gone. Of course, the getaway game where he wasn't there in Philadelphia is 3-2 on the road during this 5-game trip. That's pretty good. All things considered, that's pretty good. That was a tough road trip. Now you have after New York, you have 18 more games, and he's not playing in those 18 more games. And there are a ton on the road. And as good as they are on the road, they're going to miss him. So they're going to have that's why I still believe that they're going to be somewhere in that 5-6 range instead of moving up a little bit higher. I hope they prove me wrong, but being in the top 6 is much better than being in that play and playing that extra game that you don't need to be playing in. So that's where I sit with them right now. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs, though. So a run, I still haven't gotten there. To your point of you see it and you're like, oh, maybe they can make a run. I see it where they can make a run and make it to the second round and do exactly what we've seen over the Embiid era.
There's a name floating around out there. I don't know if we're at this point of desperation, but he defends a little bit. Matisse Thybulle. Could you see him on the buyout market?
I saw that. I don't know enough to check in with Portland to know if they're actually going to do it. I thought it was an injury related thing that he still wasn't playing for Portland. Last I knew about it, he was fine being out there. But he addresses some things because he helps you out defensively on the wing. He will guard the 3-point line. He will help you out there and all, but doesn't address the shooting that they still have a little bit of a problem with. Slim pickings at this point. So I guess with everyone, which is why like Ant brings up Marjan Beauchamp from last night. Great to see him out there on the floor last night because you don't have a lot of athletes at the wing position right now for Nick Nurse's team. Is he going to be playing in the playoffs? No, but Matisse Thybulle, I guess I would give it a look. And that's where we are. That's what the buyout market is at this point, that you guess you'll give anybody a look that does something that most of these guys don't do.
Oof.
Yep.
All right. Let's go through this exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your power rankings in the East. And then with each team, how the Sixers match up. Okay, we're at the break. So, we're one game away. So let's go through this exercise. So your number one team in the East, Detroit?
Yes.
And how would
New
you
York
think
too.
they match up?
I would probably pick Detroit 5 or 6 in that series as we sit here today. The physicality, I'm not worried about the physicality as much. The only worry I have about the physicality is the lack of ball handling that they may have because they would pressure Tyrese Maxey. They would try to force the ball out of his hands. VJ Edgecombe will be in this first playoff. How is he going to respond to that? Then you're left with, again, Joel Embiid, Paul George, Trendon Watford as your release valves, if you will, as the ball handlers. I think that might be a problem. I think that's where the turnovers might show itself in the postseason with their type of pressure that they put up on your guards, the trapping style of defense that they have. Are the Sixers going to get the ball out of their hands quickly enough where, the basketball is faster than the man, and they make that the case and make that your friend in the offense. So that one scares me a little bit. Cade Cunningham, watching him in the playoffs last year, wasn't afraid of the moment. He was fantastic.
Nah, he was great.
And then you have the other players. They know their roles on that team. So where we may question some things with the Sixers, as good as they have been, Detroit knows their roles. They know who they are, and they're playoff tested after what they did a year ago. So that's where I would say 5 or 6 against Detroit.
I don't mess with Isaiah Stewart.
See if he's back by then. It might be that long of a
He's going to be
suspension.
suspended for 30 games.
Oh my gosh.
Running off the bench. He's out of his mind. What did you expect?
Yeah, he is.
He was yelling. What did you expect me not to do anything?
Dude, he's full sprint.
Yeah, I love that dude.
Yeah. Bickerstaff, Paul Reed, they even said it. Look, and I know they probably said a different message to him. All right, fantastic. Love you sticking up for your teammates. But Bickerstaff is like, yeah, he looks at Duran like that's his little brother. So no matter what happens, he's going to go protect his little brother. So it'll be a long suspension, buddy.
Yeah,
A lot of Paul
I know.
Reed
I love
in
Duran.
the second half.
Local kid, so I root for Duran.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I saw him freshman year. He had the Palestra.
what a
My
stud.
God.
Yeah, that kid's a great player. All right, number 2. Who do you have as the number 2 power rank team in the East?
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tomorrow is going to tell us if it's going to be a 2-2 no matter what. I mean, it's going to be a 2-2 or a 3-1. And what are you going to do? You win 2 up there, you lose the game here a couple of weeks ago, and tomorrow here. So again, just a team that's battle tested, a lot of wings. The rebounding is a big problem. Although game two, the Sixers did really well rebounding. Mitchell Robinson had a huge game. We had a double-double off the bench. Towns had a double-double rebounding as well. But Mitchell Robinson came off the bench. I believe it was like 21 and 13 in that game, in game number 2. But the Sixers won. That was the game that Joel did play. Joel did not play.
He didn't play that game?
He's a difference, though.
Yeah.
Joel did not play in game 2. It was BJ Edgecombe. Tyrese Maxey came back. That was his first game back after missing some time. Paul George was out there but had a poor game, but they still won that basketball game because of how well those two really played with 20-plus each in that when they stuffed the stat sheet in that one. So Mitchell Robinson, rightfully so, had a big game off the bench rebounding-wise. But I do think that could become a problem in the playoffs with he and Towns is rebounding, and then the wings helping out on the glass as well as they do. And they have a bunch of outside shooters from Brunson, McBride. Clarkson is on the team right now. You know how Josh Hart can get hot in the postseason, whether you like him as a three-point shooter or not. Postseason against the Sixers, at least, he can do that. OG Anunoby, Mikal, they can all knock down outside shots. So you cannot leave them open, similar to the Detroit Pistons and what we saw last night against Portland. You have to close out on those perimeter guys, but then all of them can put the ball on the floor and attack the basket on your closeout.
Yeah.
So I think that while they compete well against them, and again, I've said this, they're going to be a tough out because they can match up against most of these teams. They match up decently enough against New York, but the small things matter in the playoffs, and we'll see so I still say 5 or 6, most likely 6 in that series, but 5 or 6 against the Knicks.
Yeah, because the one thing that is that when Joe sees Cat, his eyes get wide.
Foul trouble, buddy.
Yeah.
Foul trouble. Yeah.
Right. All right, number 3, who do you got? Cleveland or Boston?
I actually have Boston still. There's 2 unknowns that we'll have a better runway with James Harden with Cleveland. But if Jason Tatum is actually going to come back, adding Vucevic as well, just to give you another big body, that's a real big body, along with Kata on the glass, the outside shooting things, the passing that he has out there. I reserve it just a little bit because I don't know who Jason Tatum is going to be when he comes back.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But I still think they're third in this one.
And they scare me,
Cleveland,
man. I really don't want to play them,
Yeah. Yeah, so that would be your 6th matchup, right, Ant? If you're 6, that's your 3, and it's Boston, in Boston with that team. And
I hate that team.
Yeah, I agree. So I would have them 3 right now, and they still do match up well with them, right? But then the situationally, like what's after your 5? That's Oubre, George, and Embiid are your 5 with Maxey and Edgecombe. Then you have who? You have Grimes, and you have Drummond at least, let's just say Drummond is ahead
Right.
of Bona for right now, and you have Watford. Then it's Bona after that. Where's your other guard? Is it Lonzo Ball? Is it someone else that they go out there and pick up to bring in here? So that's why I get a little nervous of where does Adem Bona come into this, and where does the Adem Bona experience maybe hurt you sometimes,
Yeah.
where that could be
Yeah.
a problem because if Drummond can't do what he's
Yeah.
supposed to do, then you have to go there. I left Barlow off there, did I?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
he may have to play. He may have
Yeah.
to play small ball five,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with because I know you'll get the hustle, the effort, and he'll squeeze the pill where Bona has hands problems. So they need a guard. They
Yeah.
really do. They need an extra guard just to be able to throw out there for a
I
few
don't know.
minutes.
You need
They
like
do.
Jared McKay. It's so crazy.
It is. It is. So I would say Cleveland is next.
Yeah.
And I look at all these as 6-game series, and I really do. And they can win, or the opposing team can win. That's where they are right now. They're a team that's above 500 and decently above 500. But in the playoff series, it could go either way when we're talking about against these four teams that I lay out there with Cleveland as well. Cleveland, like you said, when we talked after the James Harden trade, they are 2-0 right now. He hasn't played great, but he's done enough to help them win out there on the West Coast. Cleveland is 4, and I think they can beat Cleveland, but I could also see Cleveland beating them.
All right. And then who you got? 5.
5 right now, it's between them and Toronto,
Yeah.
and I guess I would give the edge to Toronto right now.
Right now, I
I
think.
would
But
give
it's
the edge.
close. I agree with you. I think
Just for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, we're February 10th.
Yeah.
I would give the edge to Toronto right now. Been a little more consistent,
Yeah.
slightly, just slightly, and that's why they're only separated by a game because that's what it's been. But Toronto's had their number so far this year, and in a series, obviously the problem is Joel and Tyrese Maxey can go off at any time, and they can beat anybody in the series. So I hope that they're able to correct this third quarter issue. The rebounding, I think that is what it is. They're going to have good games. They're going to have bad games when it comes to the rebounding. Their key also is when you get to the playoffs, you have to protect the basketball. They do that. They rank in the top 10 in the NBA. I think it's top 7 actually in the
Yeah.
NBA of least turnovers in the league. And that has to be a hallmark for them in the playoffs to protect the basketball and not give the team extra possessions. Because when we see the discrepancy of Cleveland 104 field goal attempts and the Sixers 90. That's 14 extra possessions, and partly because of second chance opportunities. Second chance
Simple enough.
opportunities. Right. Right. Second chance opportunities and turnovers.
More!
And you got to box out. Yeah. Yeah. Can't give up those offensive rebounds. So I would say, again, and I really believe that, guys, I really believe that they're going to be a tough out no matter what round it is, because those two guys in particular can.
Yeah.
And if Paul George gives you, one game that he wins, now
Yeah.
you're just talking about the collection of the rest of them winning the 4th game and advancing to that next round.
Yeah. Hey, brother, sit tight 1 second because I do want to ask you about the league in general. All right. Because the Utah Jazz are up to shenanigans again.
Already.
I mean, this league is a problem.
Yeah.
They got a problem with it. It's killing me because I love it. But first,
Yep.
Jules, let's take care of some business.
Hey, let's talk about Ashley Furniture. I love Ashley Furniture. Now's your chance to transform your home for 2026 with great offers on your favorite looks at Ashley's New Year sale. Discover hot buys for every room in your house starting at just $299, and you can ring in the new year with new styles today and pay over time with 60 months special financing on in-store purchases. Don't miss out. Shop the season's must-have looks at Ashley's New Year's sale because we just love Ashley Furniture.
Hey, we're from Philadelphia. We know that pests don't knock. They just show up, human or the kind that you really skeeve, the roaches and rats. And that's why we got to go to Evans Pest Control. Evans, you want trustworthy pest control company? I give you Evans Pest Control. They're not some giant national chain. They're family-owned, community-focused pest control company right here in the Philadelphia area. They've been earning the trust of our neighborhoods for years. All right, Evans Pest Control uses state-of-the-art equipment, safe and effective treatment options. Their techs go through continuous training, so they're equipped to handle anything. Rodents, insects, termites, even bed bugs. They've offered priority services and consultations, which is huge when you have a problem with pests. We don't like pests. We skeeve them. We know it here at PHLY. My house, I don't trust it just anybody. Visit evanspestmgmt.com. That's evanspestmgmt.com. Evans Pest Control. Ooh.
Hey, let's talk about Ashley Furniture. I love Ashley Furniture. Now's your chance to transform your home for 2026 with great offers on your favorite looks at Ashley's New Year sale. Discover hot buys for every room in your house starting at just $299, and you can ring in the new year with new styles today and pay over time with 60 months special financing on in-store purchases. Don't miss out. Shop the season's must-have looks at Ashley's New Year sale because we just love Ashley Furniture.
All right, back live with our man Devon Givens talking NBA. Devon Givens, NBA. Dude, the Utah Jazz, all right?
Yeah.
I love Lauri Markkanen. You remember I was like bending your ear. I want a Lauri Markkanen, blah, 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 blah. It's nice. He's a nice ball player if you play him in the fourth quarter. But they refused the last two nights. Jared Jackson, who they get, which is a good move, and neither play. Now, last night they won. 2 nights ago they didn't win. How could you possibly not play these guys in the fourth quarter? That's a major problem for this league.
Well, because let me see, I'm just looking at the standings right now. They have too many wins right now over the Kings. The Kings are running away 12-43. They are 17-37. So um they're getting too far behind. They got to stay somewhere to give them the opportunity to be in that top 3 to get one of those 3 top guys that we've been talking about so much as the college basketball season has got underway. But yeah, it is bad. It really is, man. And Bryce Sensabaugh, he didn't get the message, and he closed the game out and helped them win last night while he went off in the latter part of the fourth quarter with those players sitting. But yeah, it happened the game before. I think it was Saturday, where they're just sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter. Will Hardy last night was asked after the game, hey, did you consider bringing those players back in? No, not really. And it's real clear what they're doing. It's not a surprise at all. And again, I mean, we can't ignore the fact that the way Keontae George has been playing, which is if they had a better record, he's probably an all-star. The way that Lauri Markkanen was playing, at least in the conversation as all-star, Keontae George for sure. Yusuf Nurkic has been fantastic at the 5, triple doubles and helping them out with the winning that they're not supposed to be doing.
Had like
and they got too far.
15 rebounds through 3 quarters.
Yeah,
and he didn't play in the fourth quarter.
Danny Ainge is the brains behind us, right?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Because that's the workaround. Because they play. So he's not sitting them. So, hey, we found this loophole where they play. They just don't play the whole game. So they can't get penalized.
Such a bad look for this league.
It is ugly. It really is. It is because at VG, you're right. Because what would they say before? The NBA is going to investigate you because these guys seem healthy and they're sitting. Well, they're healthy. They're just playing 3 quarters. And that's what you get out of them. You get about 25, 27 minutes out of these guys. And that's all you have. So, but it is ugly, but I'm serious, man. You look at the standings. You brought it up for this reason. Look at the standings. They have 17 wins. Sacramento has 12. I believe in the East, who was it? Indiana has 13. So they're too far ahead of those teams right now, all things considered. It's only a few games separating them, but that's too far. So, yes, they're changing their strategy right now. Got the good wins, made a nice run, win some really good games, get everybody excited about what these players are going to be next season. And now it's time to take a break, everybody.
I mean, I don't know how you rectify it. Now, the far be it from me, process and right, like it's far be it from us to complain about
Hey,
tanking.
but you know me though. You know I was like,
No,
nah, I'm not for this.
he's got a
Uh-uh.
conscience. He's straight up worships the round ball, respects the round ball. I sold out to the process.
Hey man, you got
Yeah, but
three
this
players this year. You got to get one of those top 3 picks.
Yeah, I
now
get
look,
it.
last year again.
I get it, but the whole league, like when you like, especially now that the football's over, right? Like I watch this league and I watch it every night, and it's not good. It's
And we got to be
bad.
fair too, because VJ Edgecombe is on this team for a reason. They tanked last year. It wasn't in the beginning. It wasn't the plan, but
Yeah, I
it was
can't
how
say anything.
this season, right? It was how the season played out though. The Jazz came into this. This was their, they weren't going to win. They knew that. They're still rebuilding. They came into this knowing that they were going to do this at some point, but they made a really good trade. And we expect, oh, maybe they'll play a little. No, they're not going to play. They're not going to really play it. So, look, we're not that hypocritical because of what the Sixers did last year and what we called for. This is different. They stunk. Guys couldn't stay healthy, and all right, that's a little bit different. But this is bad, man. I mean, this is really bad. Sitting guys in the fourth quarter, and after having a good first 36 minutes, these guys are sitting. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It just is. Like I just don't get the league. Like, yeah, I don't want to be the old dude on the corner, but damn, man, I miss when the regular season was awesome.
When it
Like it
mattered.
mattered.
Yeah.
Look, I know it's a long time now, but Kobe gave it AI every night. Like those guys left it on the floor, man. Like they wouldn't stand to be taken out.
Battles. I remember battles.
Battles. Sucks, man. I just hate this. I hate there's so many bad there's so much slop on a given night.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you look at the schedule, you go, all right, do I want to watch this game? No. Do I want to watch that game? No. Like slop.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you got,
I agree.
OKC, San Antonio, the Rockets.
Yeah, I'm trying to
There's a
think.
handful
Was
of
it?
teams.
I think it was either Saturday or Sunday before the Super Bowl when Brooklyn was hosting Washington.
Yes.
To your point.
Saturday. Yeah. Or something. Well, I think it
Yeah,
was.
to your point though. Right. It was an early game, but the whole point of it is I don't watch that. I
No.
have some time. I'm not
Right.
out. I'm in the house. I may be doing some things, but I can have the game on. I don't want to watch that.
Nah, that's bad. Bad.
Yeah.
My brother, we love you, man. You are the great conscience of the round ball.
Ah, I appreciate that. Thank you for that title. I appreciate that.
We love you. Which one's that?
Love you too. Today, 3 p.m., we'll be with you. All-Star break is coming up. So we have 3 p.m. shows this week, today, Thursday, and Friday. Tomorrow is the Knicks game. That's the 7:30 national TV. So that's the 7 o'clock pregame. I'll be off. So I'll be off tomorrow, be at the arena. So the guys will be filling in, hanging out for pregame. So 3 p.m. today. I think we might get into some buyout things there, VG, like you just mentioned. So we'll talk about that at 3 p.m. this afternoon.
Sounds good, baby. Appreciate my brother. We love you. Thanks, Steve.
Love you too. Thanks,
There
man.
he is, the great Devon Givens, NBA. He is the conscience of the round ball. That's what he is.
The one thing that's good about the NBA is the NBC broadcast. Dude, NBC's killing it. Like the clarity, and they invest heavily in their cameras and everything.
I agree.
Everything looks like.
I mean, it'll be good
I know
for
you
the
don't like it,
playoffs.
but the Olympics in 4K on NBC right now they look ridiculous.
No, they do. I'm not.
That's the only NBA on NBC is nice.
I was jealous of Tirico. You go from doing the Super Bowl,
Dude,
to Milan.
he flew like straight through the night.
I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to have done that.
Yeah, that's too much time on a plane for me. Dude, it was like 12 or 13 straight hours. You got to break that up.
No,
You
you
got to
don't.
fly LA to New York, hang out for a day or two, then jump over.
What?
Yeah.
It's not
you
bad.
can't- you
I
gotta
like.
break it up.
I love being on a plane.
I don't understand that.
I love it. I can
I
zone
do too.
out.
I
Like
do
I don't have
too.
to worry about the
How are
rest
you
of the
even comfortable
world.
in there? The seats are so
Dude, I can sit
uncomfortable.
here like this for 12 hours.
You probably be next to me, dude. You be taking over my armrest. You be a nightmare for me to sit next to. You be like, you be bullying me on that armrest in space. You know it.
Eh, I might. I do like the
Are you as? Let me ask you. I had a flight to the West Coast.
I'm a great
Guy next to me, he's a bigger guy. He's like, "Hey, you mind if we get rid of this armrest?" We put the armrest up and just came
I mean
creeping into my my
I don't do
space.
that. I don't creep in
Yeah, I like the buffer. I like
By the way, I
the
don't
board,
like
the barrier.
Yeah, I don't want to rub elbows.
Yeah.
No, I'm when I fly, I don't put my seat back because
I don't either.
I hate when you're during your lap, right?
I agree.
So I try to respect the person behind me by
Yes.
not doing that,
Yes.
which bugs me when the guy in front of me, I'm like, yo,
Come on. Like, what do you?
like we're all gonna make a decision here.
Yeah.
And if you land, you're in somebody's lap, it's no good.
No.
And I can do it.
Oh, you leaning back. That thing be almost flat, dude.
I could just go. Yeah. No, but I can go right to the. I prefer the window, and I can just.
Oh,
go,
you
like,
nestle up next to the window.
yeah, that's why I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not crossing
Dude, I agree.
boundaries.
You probably drooling. You're like out sleeping like a baby.
Oh, I
in
can
the window.
sleep. I can sleep. I'll fall asleep. It's like it annoys people.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, I would drive me
like,
nuts because I don't get it. I don't get
Vinny,
it.
all the flights I took with Vinny, he used to be like, what the like I would just go like this, and I would be upset because I want to read. And, and I could just go like this.
As soon as they start telling you that you're,
I hear the engine.
it's like your white noise.
Yes, I'm out. And I like I like the plane.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't if you're sleeping? I mean,
Well, I sleep, and then I like to read.
You're in the window. Do you try not to get up and go to the bathroom?
I'm good. I got a good bladder.
Yeah,
so I usually can hold it.
Yeah. I hate getting up and going to the bathroom.
Yeah,
even if
because
I'm on the
first of all-
aisle. Yeah.
Aisle with the people.
Weird. Everyone you make eye contact with everybody. It's just weird.
So you're cramped too. You got to climb over people.
Yeah.
No good. All right, let's take care of some business. Let's talk about Parks Casino, a mecca of entertainment. So we're talking date night. We're talking guys' night out, girls' night out. The acts, top notch. So, and they're just big acts. Tracy Morgan is coming. He's got a big show out where he actually plays a retired NFL player who got kicked out of the league for gambling. He's coming. He's hysterical, right? You got Cheap Trick.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, Cheap Trick.
Right? Like you got all these people that VG know, like
Candlebox.
You're right. Like incredible stuff. You got your cousin, Teresa
Cousin
Caputo,
Terry.
who is the Long Island medium.
Yeah.
Is there somebody here, Nick?
Yeah.
Right?
She's good. She's good.
All right. Somebody is a relative. Nick. So you got great restaurants, right? The Park Grill Steakhouse. You got the the noodles.
Bamboo noodle.
Right? You got like the noodles.
Mm-hmm.
You got the beer garden. You got so much to offer. Listen, we're heading to a dead period of time. Do yourself like the sports book's ridiculous. The poker room, all the slots. Check it out. ParksCasino.com. All right, for tickets to all the shows, you can check it out. Parks Casino, got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-100-GAMBLER. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Hey, you ever have one of those days you're running so much you realize you forgot to eat? Well, that's why I've been loving what Wawa's doing these days. Wawa now has $5 deals all day long Honestly, it makes life so much easier. You're starting early. You grab the $5 big breakfast meal deal. We're talking breakfast sandwich, hash brown, any size hot or iced coffee. That's a full morning win for $5, 5 to 11. Then later in the day, the value keeps rolling. Crispy chicken sandwich created your way, $5. And they even got new teriyaki recipes. Love the teriyaki for a limited time. It's real food, real value, built for busy days. No planning, no overthinking. Swing in, grab what you need, and keep it moving. Start your day strong. Fuel up whenever you need Wawa's $5 deals. Limited time, exclusive supply. See Wawa.com for details. Gotta have Wawa. All right, welcome back. So with the Super Bowl passing, I thought it'd be great to kind of wrap up the season. All right.
Unfortunately, I know it hurts you. I know you're not happy about wrapping it up, but it's good you're facing it.
No, I don't want to wrap it up, but you gotta. So let's take a look at the 25 season and do that with a man who nobody breaks news like this guy. All right.
No.
He is he's a machine. And covering this team, he's always got some.
Yes, he does.
You got to read him at the Inquirer. You got to follow him on Twitter, and of course, check out his podcast, Uncovering the Birds, on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Our buddy Jeff McLane. Jeffrey.
Anthony, what's up? How you doing? Can you hear me? All good?
Yeah, you look good, buddy. We got you.
We're hooked up.
How's how the boys?
Good. Everyone's good. And yeah, I just came back. I got in last night. So two of mine are at college, so I didn't get to see them. But I did see my youngest son and of course my wife. And yeah, good to be back.
You got baseball workouts?
Yeah, the youngest one starts this week actually. He's gonna try out for high school. He's a freshman. So
nice. And so we're Sunday morning of the Super Bowl. We were in the den, right? And taking BP.
There you go. Yeah.
Starts.
They do it. Love it.
So, buddy, it's never. It's uncanny how the news just piles up, and there's always something. First, let's just look macro. What do you attribute this to? Because this offseason is not really different than many off seasons over the last 20 years.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do. You mean the fact that it seems like there's a lot of drama going on with the team? Yeah. Well, I think expectations have been raised, in the city, have been raised inside the building. Right when you get to the Super Bowl in 2 or 3 years, and you win it once, and you've been to the playoffs all 5 years that Nick Sirianni has been the head coach here. I mean, there's an expectation that not only fans outside the building have. And those who cover the team, but also, inside the building. And Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman are ultra competitive owner and general manager, and Nick Sirianni is the same way. And, but on top of that was just kind of like how the season unfolded, I think. And, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And a lot of that has to do with, the quarterback. A lot of that has to do with, the scheme. A lot of that has to do with, how they handle the offensive coordinator transition. You get some, aging players on that side of the ball, a lot of injuries. So I think, and then as a result of that, you're having this kind of the sea change in terms of what's going to happen on that side of the ball, and it's been significant. And we will see if it works out or not. That is the question.
Well, let's start with all the particulars. We'll start with Stoutland because you had great reporting on that and the idea that Stout, and I still don't know some of the concepts, and I get there's a little bit difference, but you said as far as week 5, 6 is when he got taken the run game duties away from him, and he felt like he wasn't being listened to. Why would you not listen to a guy like Stoutland?
Yeah, I don't think it was like that as drastic as like just kind of stripping those responsibilities away from him, just to be very clear. And I don't know exactly when it happened. I said my guess is that it probably was around that point. We did see a difference in how they attacked the run game and did things schematically in that win against the Giants when they had a lot of success running the ball outside. And I think it was more of just like, hey, we need to do more of this, right? And we need to be more responsible for this because we're trying to marry the run with the pass, and we're trying to do more under center stuff, which will open up play action. And and we need to do a little more of outside zone stuff. So I think it was just like whatever involvement Jeff had previously had as a run game coordinator, which is to basically kind of script the game plan. I think that was kind of essentially his voice wasn't listened to as much, and then just kind of went in this direction, and they handled it, which they being Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo. That doesn't mean he still wasn't involved. That doesn't mean that he still wasn't doing his handling his responsibilities as offensive line coach. I've heard people use the word demoted. This wasn't like something that was like, hey, we're going to call him in. We're going to demote. We're going to take this from you. But he felt
but he felt marginalized. I mean, his agent said he felt marginalized, and
absolutely,
with an offense that struggled as mightily as it did, and you have two guys, a first-time OC and a guy who admittedly is not the strength of an X and O guy on offense. I don't understand why you don't lean into a guy like Stoutland, who's been there, who's been around the game and for so long.
I think you can look at it from both directions. I think there was probably some resistance from Stout from doing some of the stuff that they wanted to do, and I think that they, in turn, were kind of frustrated. He was frustrated, and they were frustrated. And as I said in my podcast last week, I mean, there was some player frustration too with Stoutland, and that happens all the time and occasionally. But this was the first year that I started hearing a lot more of it. And I'm not, again, I don't. The players wanted Stoutland back. They love the guy. He's like a father to a lot of them. They've all five of those starters have had one guy coach them in their entire careers. Lane Johnson, his entire career. And think about all those years, 13 years. And it's going to change. And, I bumped into, I flew home, and Jordan Mailata was on my flight. We spoke afterwards as we were waiting for our luggage. And he's like, yeah, my trip started with me finding out that Stoutland was no longer going to be my coach. And it ended with me finding out that I have a new offensive line coach. And this is going to be a different. Hey, blocking is blocking, but this is definitely different. They're going to a lot of the wide zone blocking that you see in the Shanahan-McVay offense, and this is a different type of blocking, a different type of scheme. So it's going to be a sea change, as I mentioned before, for these guys.
Who do you think ultimately is making the call for the coaches? Right, like, is it Howie? Is he the one that's going, all right, we like Mannion. They've always been good at identifying guys that have talent, as coaches. And if they're going to be early on a guy, so be it, because you'd rather be early than miss out on a guy like that.
Yeah. Well, so heading into the offensive coordinator search, I think in name, it's Nick Sirianni leading, but Howie Roseman and in parentheses, Jeffrey Lurie are heavily involved in this and ultimately have the sway of where things are going. So I don't think decisions are being made without their say so. So you could take that however way you want to take it, right? And I don't think it's like, hey, 100%, this is us and we're making these decisions. No, they're not going to do it if Nick isn't on board with it, right? That being said, you have to understand what's happening here. I mean, like they are going to bring in a scheme that Nick Sirianni hasn't run, right? This is the Shanahan-McVay scheme. This is different than what they've been doing here for a long time. Whether it be West Coast under Andy Reid, Chip Kelly's scheme, Doug Peterson, a blending of the two with Nick Foles, Jaylen Hurts, what we've seen with Jaylen Hurts, Nick Sirianni bringing in, that Eric Coryell, Philip Rivers scheme that they never really got to with Jaylen Hurts. This is different. They tried to bring a little bit of it in if you recall before the 2020 season when they hired Rich Scangarella, they wanted to do a little more of that. They never really got around to it. That season was a mess. And it's hard. The reason why they couldn't really get to it is because it's like, it's a philosophy. You have to kind of almost give yourself over to it to a lot of extent. Now there will be a blending of it. Yeah, you've seen Sean McVay get away from it with Matt Stafford because you need to have that drop back game. And I imagine there's going to be a little blending of it, a meshing of it, but you don't want it to kind of be this kind of Frankenstein type offense. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. But like this isn't this isn't Nick Sirianni's scheme, and it's interesting that he's making this decision, or it's being made for him to some extent. And we'll see how far they're going to go, how much they're going to allow, how much he's going to allow Sean Mannion to run this offense.
Now, is it Mannion who is identifying Mahaffey, Cooper? I assume it's Howie that goes Grizzard, but I'm trying to figure out those other guys.
Yeah, well, Grizzard interviewed twice for the OC job, and I can't find any connection between him and Sean Mannion. So my assumption is that is the Eagles organization making that hire. And, it's you can look at it a couple ways. It could be, this is a guy that we liked. He was kind of like the runner-up for the job. We have an opportunity to get him here. Let's bring him in. And instead of hiring like a very obvious senior assistant who's had play calling experience, who could step in if Sean Mannion struggles, who's never called plays before, we have someone who has at least one season under his belt. Josh Grizzard called plays in Tampa for a year. We at least have him as in just in case break glass type of alternative. You always worry about that a little bit, but they have to cover their bases. I think you can view it more as if Sean does have success, he is, as I found out this past week at the Super Bowl, he is viewed as an up and comer. And if they do have a lot of success, they won't find themselves in a situation where they have previously, where they don't have someone with previous play calling experience to step into that role if Sean Mannion were to leave. And here you have Josh Grizzard as a possibility to succeed Sean Mannion if he leads. But I think more than anything, they brought this guy in because they think that he's played, he's coached, he knows again the Shanahan McVay scheme, and he can help Sean Mannion. You have a collection of guys who have executed it, know it very well, and can run it.
Where does that leave Jaylen? Right? Like, people are already talking about whether or not he's going to ask for an extension with all this change and, what role he had in the offense and the downfall of the offense or whatever you want to call. Where is Jaylen right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Jalen's at the center of this all. He's the quarterback. It's just hard to kind of look at all these moves and not factor him into the equation. And significantly, I mean, to me, this offense hasn't really evolved, partly because, and again, I have to stress this, they had great success in this scheme. They won a Super Bowl in 2022. They were one of the best offenses in the league. We've seen regression at times, right, when they've gone to other play callers, and that's kind of factored into it a little bit. But I asked Devontae Smith after the game, hey, does something need to happen to change? Was it the schematic changes that had something to do with it? We've had the same scheme for the last 5 years. It's the Jaylen Hurts scheme, and that's what good coaches and coordinators do. They scheme their system around the quarterback. Now, what they're suggesting here is that we not only do we need to evolve, we need the quarterback to probably evolve along with this offense. And we'll see how Jaylen takes to that. Is he going to be full on board with this? And I imagine he does. I mean, if this is going to help him become a better passer, which I know he wants to do, and more of a pocket guy, which I know he wants to become, and that's why I think a little bit of the reason why we didn't see him run as much this past year. You should want to learn this system, and it's a run heavy, it's a run kind of fur heavy. Everything is built off the run type of system, going all the way back to Mike Shanahan, who really kind of created the system. With the wide zone and what they did with Terrell Davis and, previously before that with other running backs. And you've seen Kyle Shanahan, take it further. And so if they can use the run game to set up the pass and give Jaylen more freebie throws, layups, utilize the middle of the field more. That's just going to make him a better passer. And in terms of like moving forward, extension, this, that, or the other thing, certainly you would look at his contract now, and that would be a question you would ask of. I'm sure we'll ask it of Howie when we see him at the combine in 2 weeks. Is this a situation where you feel like you need to extend the quarterback because you want to push money ahead in the future so you can sign guys this offseason? So them not doing it, I don't think suggests that they don't think he's their guy moving forward. But it could be viewed that way. And we'll see what else they do at the quarterback position, in the draft as well.
Do you think McKee's back? You think they would try to move him now? Where does he stand?
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, they could. I don't think he did enough in that last game to kind of to have teams offer a lot. Maybe. I think they like Tanner and they want to continue to develop him. And yeah, I could totally. I mean, we've seen whenever he's been in there, you've seen more under center, play action type of an offense. It's not like I want to emphasize this too. It's not like Nick doesn't know this offense, can't run it, et cetera. They just haven't been able to get to it as much or have it be a part of their offense as much with Jaylen. And some of that has to do with Jaylen as a run option, and that's what you have to be in the shotgun more. I think Stout has kind of like, always been kind of a shotgun run type of run game coordinator. But Tanner, I think they like him. I think they probably, I don't know what the solution is in terms of a backup as well, unless they were to draft someone in the second round or so. But my guess is that Tanner's probably back.
When you look at this offense, and you brought up, obviously we all know about Lane. I kind of get the sense that he's going to be back, but you look at Lane, you look at Landon, you brought up that and more like, hey, I don't know how long he's going to go, right? It feels like this year is, hey, let's try to get everybody back, all right? Vic's going to come back for at least a year and then probably wander off into the sunset. Let's get everybody back, see what happens. And, we got the bones, still got a really good defense to lean into. It's going to take a little time for the offense, but maybe we can find some gold here, bring back your line, get guys fresh, and then see what happens. If it doesn't work, then there's like a mass changes type of thing. Does that feel right to you?
I agree. You mentioned, Lane. I saw Lane this week at the Super Bowl. Saw Landon as well. I mentioned Jordan Mailata. And in my understanding, like I think I said this before my podcast, Lane's working real hard to rehab that foot.
Yeah,
doing everything he normally would do at this point in terms of training for the coming season. I think we have to see how this plays out. They just hired obviously the replacement for Jeff Stoutland. Seems like a good guy. More or less was fired in Minnesota, but previously played the position. I don't think it's completely fair to judge the numbers that were, when he was offensive line coach there. There could be a million things variables that factor in his success or not. But my sense just from talking to people around Lane is that he's more than likely, I think he'll try and bring it back for last year. With Landon, he said this after the season when we talked to him at his locker stall. I mean, like asked about the future. I asked him specifically about what about next year? He's like, I don't know. So that's where I've gotten that sentiment, and have since talked to people around him and to him, and it's just like he's banged up. Like this guy's been playing through a lot of injuries. I think even going into the draft, like the Eagles, there was all these. That's why he dropped to the second round in terms of talent and skill. I mean, he's a first rounder. And type of guy, I was always told that like probably no more than 2 contract type of guy, and I think the issue is probably not as much of whether he'll be back. It's whether, although I think that's still certainly on the table. I think the bigger question is just like, can he make it through a season again? I mean, by the end of the last season, he wasn't practicing a lot of days.
Yeah.
This is a 27-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Now it wasn't just like one specific injury. It was everything. So then you're going into the season with these guys that are two
It's dragging that
Cam, of
leg
course.
around, man. It's
Yeah. Yeah. So, and as you mentioned about kind of like bringing the band back together, if you saw the teams playing the Super Bowl, I think a lot of people would have said that the 24 Eagles team would have probably beaten both those teams. And if they had done things a little differently this year, that maybe they could have repeated. And, that was the kind of the thinking behind a lot of the moves they made last offseason. This, as you mentioned, it seems like there's going to be more change. Obviously, we've already had it in the coaching staff. There'll be some more change in terms of personnel. And, does that reset the bar for Nick Sirianni and his coaching staff and some of the players? That's to be seen. We'll have to see how the season plays out. But I think there will be a little more rope given to Nick Sirianni. You could view that phrase a few different ways. Are they giving him the rope this offseason that I won't complete the phrase? Or are they giving him rope? Hey, you know what? We understand we're making all these changes schematically on the offensive side of the ball. It's going to take more than one season to get this thing moving in the right direction. This could be, but that being said, it could be moving forward. Like if Jaylen Hurts is 27, like these are, there's still a lot of young people. This could be the second phase of Nick Sirianni's coaching tenure, Jaylen Hurts as a quarterback moving forward.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, to be fair, hang tight just for a minute. We'll come back. I want to ask you about A.J. Brown. But first, a word from our friends.
Attention, homeowners. It's time to make your home work smarter, not harder. With a TrueMark Financial home equity line of credit, you can tap into your home's equity to handle renovations, upgrades, or whatever's next on your list. Do a man cave, pay off some high-interest debt. A TrueMark Financial HELOC Select gives you the flexibility to borrow when you need it on your own timeline. You start with a revolving line of credit, use only what you need, and when you're ready, you can lock in all or part of your balance at a fixed rate for those predictable payments. You only pay interest on what you use, and as you pay it back, that credit becomes available again. No reapplying, no extra steps. With competitive rates compared to most unsecured loans and flexible repayment options, this could be a smart move for your home and, more importantly, your wallet. Learn more about TrueMark Financial's home equity line of credit at TrueMark.com or stop by one of their 24 branch locations to get started. TrueMark Financial, they are federally insured by the NCUA. They are an equal opportunity lender, NMLS 404938.
Let's talk about Rothman, all right? When joint pain or injury disrupts your routine, getting the right care shouldn't be a hassle. Rothman Orthopedics makes it easy. With convenient office locations throughout the region, plus walk-in and urgent care centers when you need help fast. Whether it's a new injury or something that's been bothering you for a while, expert orthopedic care is just around the corner. Rothman Orthopedics has a team for each body part right here in our backyard. Their mission? To restore your mobility, getting you back to doing what you love to do. Rothman Orthopedics. Go to rothmanortho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today. Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility is our mission. All right, welcome back. We are live with Jeff McLane. Does such a great job. Uncovering the Birds is a must see, as is reading him and following him on all the social media platforms. Jeff, A.J. Brown, man, that's the other issue because you have cap ramifications, and if you're going to bring the band back together, you prefer A.J. to be part of it.
Yeah. Still, one of the top receivers in the league. I do agree probably with the sentiment that maybe an eighth step or a quarter step slower this past year. Didn't have a great season, a good season, still went over 1,000 yards considering, how many targets he received. But some crucial drops in some games that you just uncharacteristic of one of the best, a guy with some of the best hands in the NFL. My feeling of talking to people this past week, it's like TBD. And I haven't talked to AJ since I talked to him before the last game of the season for a while, just at his locker stall. And, again, that was just kind of a conversation, so I don't want to go too deep into it. But I said this in my podcast at the end of the season, and I think it still holds. Like, I think AJ was kind of just like fighting. I feel like he it's not like he wants to leave or, he's pounding on the table like I don't want to be here. I think he's called Philadelphia home. Just recently he did. I think he likes a lot about the franchise, a lot about the guys in the locker room. He's very popular in the locker room. I think, would he like better quarterback play? Would he like a better pass offense? Absolutely. And but this could give him to him. This change could give AJ the opportunity to play in an offense. I don't think it's necessarily going to be like pass first and drop back all the time type of offense. But so all that being said, and then you look at the flip side. Does it make sense to get rid of your best offensive weapon? I don't care what you say about whether he's losing a step or not. They were still clouding him. They were still shading him more than they were Devontae. Defenses were concerned more about him than they were Devontae last season for the most part. So you lose that. What does that do to your offense? Unless you can go out there and replace him. And there aren't A.J. Browns just, hanging from trees out there. So, but that being said, you want to kind of get ahead of this in terms of if he is going to take another step back. And then you're looking at the cap ramifications you mentioned. You could trade him post June 1 and spread the money out over a couple of years, but you want to keep doing that. And then the question is, what are you going to get in return for him? I'm sure Howie's going to say the same thing at the combine. He's just going to pump up AJ because doesn't want to give any teams to think that this isn't AJ Brown previously. But is Howie going to trade him for a fourth rounder? I don't know what he's going to get. So does it make sense for everybody involved just to come back and do it again? But that being said, you want to have to deal with AJ not being happy again. It kind of reached a boiling point mid-season. He kind of got back in line the rest of the way, and he didn't talk to us the last month. He just didn't. I think he just didn't see the benefit of it. Some of his words have been twisted and taken out of context at times. So I don't know. I think it's 50-50 whether he's back or not. I said before, I did my stay or go thing. I said I think that he'll more than likely. No, I said that I would lean on him coming back. But it was like a coin toss, and I still feel the same way about it right now. But I would not be surprised, once I get to the combine, I start talking to other teams around the league. If it just starts moving in that direction and it becomes an eventuality.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. What do you? He's such an enigma in a lot of ways because, guys love him and he's not like you and I both know he's not Terrell Owens. Like he's not I'm going to rip apart the typical wide receiver diva. He's not that. But the issues, it's bizarre, really.
Yeah, it can come a bit of a distraction. I thought for the most part, like when AJ had spoken out, it was just like, he was just felt like he was taking ownership for the way a lot of the locker room felt about things. And he felt like being a leader in that regard. And, you saw it in 2023 and he ended up being correct about it. And you saw it last year in 24 and he ended up being correct about it. And that, like, if we don't get the pass game working, we're not going to win a Super Bowl. And guess what? They finally got it turned around and they won a Super Bowl partly because of it. But I think he stepped over the line, and he would admit as much after that Vikings game when he, dude, you caught 100 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns, and he went on Instagram and posted something about, and I just think that for the first time, I think the people in the organization and I think some of the players are like, dude, not now, and he has admitted as much that he went over the line there, and he's an emotional guy. I mean, that's just basically what it is at times. But like, I've tried to say this I've done stories about this. I've talked about it on my podcast, whatever it is. Like, I don't know if there's a better like guy in that locker room.
I know. They
both
love
sides
him.
of the ball. He does so much to help guys, not only in the receiver room, to help defensive backs. Cooper DeJean has really he's taken Cooper under his wing to some extent. and he's one of the guys in the locker room. And yeah, I won't say how that is different from someone else in the locker room, but um, that's kind of that dynamic existed this past year, and the question is like, could it rear its ugly head again and cause problems, and do you really want to deal with that?
We're in overtime. OT. If you're watching any of the streaming services, please go head on over to YouTube and like and subscribe. That really helps. Jeff, like, it goes back to like the mindset of Jaylen and getting back to, can he make this transition into a Mannion type offense, right? Like where, you can't be 2.5 steps on your 3-step drop. Like all that stuff has to be, buttoned up. And can that work? And do you think he's willing and excited about maybe getting back to and shifting and making sure that, hey, this transition into under center and into throwing over the middle of the field and becoming that sort of quarterback, is he excited about that? Because I think that impacts AJ.
Yeah, I would be excited about it if I was him. I would look at the way the offense has been, stale in terms of the passing game and also the run game. Like if he wants to do less in terms of being involved as a +1 factor with zone reads and RPOs, like this is an opportunity for that to happen, because you don't, because you're under center a lot. You can't do that. So, okay. And just more on, it being, a run hill, running back, Saquon Barkley getting downhill, the offensive lineman being able to kind of explode off the ball, create angles in the run game. Like, and so you get the run game that way, and you use the run to set up the pass, gives you more layups, right? Where, especially when you look at this offense is great when you're playing from ahead. The issue is when it's, you've seen it over the years, over Kyle Shanahan's career. It's like when he does get behind, it doesn't really have the drop back type of offense. Part of it has to do with the fact he hasn't had the quarterbacks as well to kind of execute it. Sean McVay's had it with Matthew Stafford. But I think this potentially could help Jaylen become a better passer. I think there has been a reluctance to do some of this stuff from Jaylen. And, I could see where he's coming from as well. Like, I mean, they've had great success at times just doing it the way they have done it. But, the key word that Nick Sirianni used at the season-ending press conference was, evolve. And they think this will be not only the evolution of the offense, but the evolution of the quarterback. And I think at this point in Jaylen's career, if he does want to kind of step into the next phase and become more of a pocket guy, if he's thinking more about the future, not exposing himself to harm, we've seen him get hurt at times when he's running, then this will be the opportunity to do that. That being said, is the structure here in place with like Nick as an offensive-minded coach overseeing someone who's got, whether he's got autonomy or not, is he going to allow it to kind of go fully in that direction? And is Jaylen, who has the second loudest authority, I think, on that side of the ball, is he going to allow it as well? That is like almost the central question of this offseason and next season.
Yeah, it really is. I guess Sirianni is, ultimately kind of tied to, what happens next year. I mean, we've seen Howie and Jeff, abandon ship with Doug, quarterback and coach. And, I know that, that Jeff's probably not thrilled by some of the stuff that, Nick does on the sidelines. I think, his record speaks for itself and he's had a lot of success, but some of that stuff has to take, like, I think this is a big year for him. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to look at all these changes that are happening and just the structure, the lack of a identifiable offensive philosophy, he doesn't have final say over the 50. He doesn't have final say over the 90, as we all know. He doesn't have final say over the 53, which is rare for coaches not to have final say over that. He doesn't have a lot of power. I'm sure he gained a little bit when he got the contract extension last offseason. And all coaches have the authority to hire which coaches under him, but I think there's like some wiggle room there. There's some gray area there. Well, it's the owner, as we know previously, it will step in and not allow things to change or want things to change in terms of the coaching hires. And, you're kind of cutting them off at the knees to some extent. And we've seen that before. And we saw, with the Kellen Moore and the Vic Fangio hires, I'm sure Nick, obviously one of those guys, but Kellen Moore was someone that Nick and that Jeffrey and Howie had interviewed for the job that they eventually gave to Nick Sirianni in 2021. Vic Fangio, Howie essentially made all those calls and had the relationship with Vic when they hired him. So it's like, where's Nick in all this? And you and I have talked about this on and offline about Nick. He does do a lot in terms of the culture. The guys in that locker room love him. They do. Even with Andy, I knew guys would get frustrated with him, and maybe there's some things here and there. Obviously, players want to play and don't get to play, et cetera. You have those things, those issues every now and then. But it's overwhelmingly just support for Nick, and guys want him back in that regard. There's something to be said for that. And and he does have these core philosophies in terms of how, I'm not talking about the other stuff he talks about, tough detail together. I'm talking about like just in terms of like, ball security, the turnover battle, explosive plays. Those are winning stats. I agree with them. Does he lean too much into them? Does he become too conservative? Yeah, at times. But are they sexy? Is it what you're seeing with these other coaches and what they can do in terms of offensively? Not quite. And I think that's not all entirely fair to Nick, because I think in some ways, when he came in there, he wanted to run this offense, and halfway through he said, I can't do it with Jaylen Hurts, a quarterback. No shot against Jaylen. Jalen's just a different type of quarterback, and they catered the scheme subsequently to his skill set, and that's what winning coaches do, and that's what he's been, a winning coach. But that being said, I'm not saying hot seat or anything like that, or and I've made kind of sly references to them giving enough rope to hang himself. I'm kind of joking a little bit there, but but it could be viewed as like, hey, we're going to give you everything you want to some extent. I'm not sure. I don't think it's all the way there. I think that, again, as I mentioned before, Jeff and Howie are very involved in this. But yeah, I mean, this is this has a 2011, 2020 feel to me a little bit. And we saw in 2015, and we saw how those seasons went. I'm not saying we're there, because I think Howie's built a better roster than they had in each of those 3 seasons. But in 2011, we saw when they fired Sean McDermott, that created a spiral effect. Juan to defensive coordinator, Howard hired Howard Mudd, completely different blocking scheme. Jim Washburn, like different defense. And then, 2015, that was more like in terms of personnel, Howie out, Chip Kelly in. 2020, Mike Rowe fired, bring in Press Taylor, make him kind of pass game coordinator, not offensive coordinator, no offensive coordinator, bring in Marty Morningweg, Rich Gangarella to help this kind of like weird kind of hybrid or variable type of offense, varying offense that just didn't pan out. And so, I don't think it's quite like that, but they are making a lot of significant changes on the offensive side of the ball. The good news is that Vic is coming back, going to be essentially the same scheme. We know what he can do on that side of the ball. Most of the guys, or a lot of the guys, are coming back on defense. That you expect that unit to maybe even possibly better if you got young guys taking the next step in their evolution as well. So there's still a lot to love about this team.
Yeah.
But as we talked about, there are a lot of questions about it, and significantly on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I'm with you. To your point, you got a defense to lean into. That's something that wasn't there before. So it's a real defense. It's a good one. Jeff, man, I love kind of when we get together and kind of talk through this stuff. It's so much fun and interesting. You're great at what you do, buddy. You know how
So are
I
you,
feel about
man.
you.
Yeah, way back. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, pal. Jeff McLane on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. What'd you think?
Oh, I love just sitting back and listening to you guys go, man. Yeah. Jeff talks about, he's just been doing it a while.
Yeah. Like he's really wired.
Yeah.
And he's got a good handle.
When he puts stuff out there, it's usually well sourced. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Again, to look at it from a positive, even though there's all this, change and some turmoil, again, they have a defense that you can lean into. So you bring everybody back, hopefully. You see what happens with AJ, but you have the Mannion thing, you kind of work through it. There is
I get a little excited, a little fresh look at the offense.
Like you can lean on deep while your offense is working itself out.
Mm-hmm.
And you still have Barkley, you still have Devontae, right? And as Jalen's kind of figuring this thing out, you still have a defense that you can lean into that could, make sure that this team is still a contender.
Yeah. We just saw that win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Taking us to back in the day.
Okay. We could go back in the day.
Let's do it.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
February 10th. What do you think about February 10th, 2022? Ben Simmons Liberation Day. Brooklyn Nets trade James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers on February 10th, 2022 for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond.
Did you see what Ben Simmons is doing now?
I don't. I mean, is he in Hollywood on TMZ?
Well, you saw him as a professional fisherman. We saw that.
Yeah.
Well, now he was acting.
He's acting?
Yeah, he does a commercial. It was in a commercial.
What?
And it was like, I forget who it was with, but he had a mustache and he played a lawyer.
What?
Like a divorce lawyer.
Ben Simmons? Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The guy just never wanted to play basketball.
Never. No interest, man. Hey, Julie, do you happen to have the Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker thing? I'm wondering if you and I could do this one day. I mean, we can reenact this. Did you see what Sam Darnold and Kenneth Walker were up to? See if you'd be down. Me and you, when the carnival season comes around, I'll go over to South Jersey. We'll have a little fun. Nice little bonding moment for two teammates, accomplishing great things together.
I can only imagine.
Do the teacups together, me and you.
What,
we'll go sit in the same teacup together.
Curly.
They look like there's all little kids around.
Why did you didn't say Wildwood? You never went to Wildwood, did you?
I did go to Wildwood. Yeah. I'm more of a fan of the local carnivals more than Wildwood. Springtime carnivals. Yeah, with the townies from the small towns come by with those rides that duct tape together. Yeah, I was always more interested in the carnivals.
The carnivals. What, Stella Maris?
Like, we had the Juniata Park Carney come through like April. The Carnies, they travel Paris and Paris. Yeah.
Oh my God. We have one in St. Margaret's.
Yeah?
Yeah, we have a carnival.
Hopefully the safety issues are better than the Juniata Park one. I don't know where they found the guys working those. Like Bedford, PA. No offense, Bedford, but
All right, that's going to do it for us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. BG, Devon,
solid.
Jeff. So hopefully you enjoyed tomorrow. pitchers and catchers.
All right, let's try and.
I'm going to come in
Copper
with
says this is the most talented team they've had, going
I'm
more
going
talented than
in.
last year.
I don't care what, with it, all the stuff that's happening, I am suspending disbelief. I am 100% in on the Phillies. I am not going to gripe
All right.
until sometime in mid-April, if it's warranted.
Can I say this though? What are they doing with Castellanos? Just are they trying to save $1 million, $2 million? Just waive them, release them already. What's the point of this? We're a day ahead. I don't know what they're
He's
doing.
going to show up.
He can't show up, dude.
He's going to show up. He wants to play.
He's like the when Costanza's fired and he just shows up at work the next day.
He's going to show up with his mitt. Yeah. I want to play.
Like, really? Are they just trying to find someone to pay them $1 million? Like, is that where we're at?
I know.
Come on, you're a billionaire.
All right. Everybody have a wonderful day. We love you. We'll see you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.